show who you are. Good riddance. Is your kid in bit the forbidden? As it was written, you overbidding. With the heathens, karma is a bitch, so how you living? Pray for my enemies, unforgiving. Cast the pearls on hog moms and chitlin'. If it's too hot, get your ass out the kitchen. Finger licking good, good looking. Stewing in the stew, I'm cooking. You psyched out, paranoid and shookin'. Shook the table, babes, I'm booking. Get prepared for this ass whooping. Listen to the words being spoken. You were talking, I'm awake and woken. While I'm spitting this, got your spit, got choking. Era of a glimpse in my world, I shut open. Parallel in my mind, I'm chosen. Reverse the time, heart frozen. Antarctica, cold as ice. Casted locks, rolling dice. Mean as nails, I'm nothing nice. They persecuted me like they rejected Christ. All right. Good evening, everyone. This is your host, Nika Wash, coming to y'all today. We're going to be talking about toxic femininity. I have a couple of panelists coming on a little later, but right now I'm going to get y'all into... I'm going to get y'all into it and get it started by giving the definitions of toxic femininity. And we're going to go into these terms and these misappropriation of words or these misdiagnoses of words, because I'm just a little confused. You know, they have toxic masculinity, but now we got toxic femininity. Let me share my... Well, I'm not going to share my screen yet, but let me just give you a little synopsis of what toxic femininity is. But give me a brief second, you guys. I want y'all to come on in, chime in if you want to. I will be dropping the link. Somebody say a mess. I don't know. I'm not on my Facebook feed, so I don't know who you are. Let me see if I can see who said that. Let me know who you are, because if you didn't log in to the StreamYard to type your thing on Facebook, then I won't know who you are. I'll see the thing. My homeboy Classic Craig, he up on the show. What's up, Classic?
What's up, Mika? How we doing today?
I'm okay.
Yeah, we finna get with it. We're gonna talk about how toxic y'all women is today.
Yes, wait a minute, but don't get started just yet, because you gotta understand what toxic femininity is first.
I know what it is.
You think you know what it is. I thought I knew what it was.
I know what toxic femininity is. Now, you wanna know what it is?
Tell me what you think it is.
Okay, what I know it is, like right now, you is being toxic right now for thinking I don't know what toxic femininity is. That's toxic behavior.
Repeat that.
All right, for example, check it out. You insinuated that I did not know what toxic femininity was, right? When you was being toxic and a feminist at me right now, because you act like I didn't know what I was talking about.
It's funny. No, that is not it.
Okay, what is it then, Mika?
Toxic femininity. Brace yourself now. Brace yourself. Toxic femininity is when a woman is super feminine. Hello? Carla, are you listening? Hello? I think we lost Craig.
No, I'm here. I'm trying to see what you said.
I'm not talking about you, see. I'm talking about Craig. You got to take me off speaker because it's an echo.
You didn't lose me. I'm right here.
Okay, let me get into it. Let's get into this. And by the way, I got C.
Right back to me so the phone can work right.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna have C on the phone, and I might have some of y'all call in too. I'll give y'all my Google number. Y'all want to call in, and then have y'all come. So let me just... It says, you came across toxic masculinity before. If you do, you know that toxic masculinity is about misogyny, right? But when it comes to toxic femininity,
right? It's when a woman is feminine. A common anti-feminist misconception suggests it means uh um using feminine qualities to manipulate men, right? Yes, most experts agree toxic femininity involves restricting your behavior to fit in stereotypically feminine traits that men supposedly find pleasing. So, toxic femininity is when women please men.
That's a lie. A woman wrote that. That's not. That is not toxic femininity. That's wrong. But keep going. I want to entertain this lie. I'm in the country, deep in Oklahoma. Shout out
Baby.
to Paul, because I'm coming to Oklahoma City. Shout out to Paul, wherever the hell he is. But yeah,
Paul be joining us shortly. Paul just got off of work. Shout out to Paul. Tina Shea will be joining us shortly, and I invited his to join. I don't know if he gonna join or not, but shout out to all of them. But yeah, so if you don't believe me, I can show you on the screen. Let me share the screen
I
because
don't believe you. I don't believe you. I think you're lying. You're using your feminine traits to pretty much bewitch us. So
this
well, break it down. Oh, she got the goddamn screen up. Look at this. Yep, toxic femininity.
toxic femininity, right? So I'm right here. Let me go up here, right? So right here, you can see the definition of the term can be very slightly depending on the source. A comment, I already read this part, right? It says toxic femininity can affect your health and well-being in many ways by increasing stress levels, sabotaging your sense of identity, contributing to a feeling of powerlessness, and leading to unhealthy relationships. Both toxic masculinity and femininity are unhealthy as they pressure individuals to fit a mold rather than strive to live and relate to others authentically as their highest and best self, she explains. So it is written by a woman. Yes.
She lying
So
in there somewhere. But I want to say this though. Check this out. Okay. So I noticed it said it hinders a healthy relationship, right? It said
mm-hmm,
there, right? Right in
mm-hmm.
there. So here's the thing, right? Check it out. So would Megan the Stallion exhibit toxic femininity?
No.
Why? Why are you laughing at me? See, being toxic and feminist. Go ahead, Mika.
Femininity would be like me adhering to my wifely duties as a woman. Me, I think I'm a toxic feminine because I believe in traditional values. I believe that a woman should be docile when she does with her husband. I believe a woman should cater to her husband. So I would be considered a toxic feminine woman, living in
Well,
my feminine.
I'm glad you admit that you're toxic and you're feminine as hell. But my point is though, it's bad. All of it, toxic femininity is bad. I'm gonna give y'all the real definition of toxic femininity, right? A woman that is just completely combative and she try to use her woman card to get out of her acting bad. That is toxic femininity. She tries to swim around, make excuses, blame you. She's never wrong. She's perfect. It's all your fault. And then she try to tell you how to be a man, but she never had a man. She'll try to tell you what a father's supposed to be, but she never had a father. All she had growing up was Disney Channel, Nickelodeon. You know what I'm saying? So that's toxic femininity.
Wrong again, Craig.
No, I'm right. I'm right. You just being toxic and a feminist. Go ahead, Mika. What else? How am I wrong? Explain how I'm wrong, Mika.
According to Psychology Today, toxic femininity, excuse my words, y'all, is acting as fragile and frivolous, internalized misogyny. I'm sorry, that's a question. So we hear considerable amount about toxic masculinity, but far less about toxic femininity. And some doubt that it exists. First, a definition. Women expressing stereotypically feminine traits such as passivity, empathy, sensuality, patience, tenderness, and receptivity. That's toxic femininity. Hello?
None of that is you, Mika. You wrote this. You wrote this article yourself. I don't think this is toxic femininity at all. We don't understand. Pull up the word. What does toxic mean, Mika? Poisonous.
Craig,
Contagious.
I want it to mean that a woman is just toxic in her feminism. But this is talking about a passive woman, a woman that practices patience, a woman that practices tenderness, and to reciprocate her feelings for her husband or man.
Nope.
How? Are we living in the Twilight Zone?
Yep. Okay, but this is my thing though. Why do women say that toxic masculinity is bad? So if it's good for a woman, if toxic with my little air quotes, toxic femininity is good for a woman, why is it bad for a man?
But they say that being empathetic, being passive, being central, being patient, being tender, and reciprocating is bad for women.
Hey, your homegirl or something wrote this. Your homegirl wrote this. Like, I don't know. Probably the Mika clique, you know, the Meek Meek gang or whatever. You know how your girls get together, they be on their Meek Meek shit. They probably wrote this up to fool me because you do got a paralegal cousin. She probably typed this up.
She's not a paralegal. She's an attorney.
She work in a law field. They all the same.
She's an attorney. They are not the same.
Whatever. Anyway, they all public agents. But my point is, right? Toxic femininity is good for a woman, but it's bad for a man. That's messed up, Mika.
Somebody wants to get in on this one. I'll drop a link in a minute. I will send out my Google call phone number so y'all can call in too. Because
hold up, you gotta wait. You have a Google number and I don't have a goddamn number?
I you know what? I got this number when my little son incident. So I didn't want random strangers just calling my phone. But you know, you guys, let me make a banner for the number and y'all can call in on it. Let me see.
You see how she dodged that question and stuff like that? She ain't try to. Does Paul have the fucking number?
Does Paul have the number? You got my real number. Why do you need my Google number, bro?
It doesn't matter.
Huh?
It doesn't matter.
It matters.
I bet Paul got that goddamn number.
There go the number, y'all. If you want to call in on that, and I'll drop the link or whatever. But let me hear what you guys got to say about this toxic femininity. Because baby, you know what made me want to do this show? I was looking at Tasha K. I love me some Tasha K. You gotta love her and hate her at the same time because she's the mess. But I love me some Tasha K. And she did a show with Young Pharaoh, right? And so she was just like repurposing the show because I seen the whole interview and she had like a little clip of Young Pharaoh talking about how his grandmother was a drunk and his mom was doing stuff. They was all doing these toxic behaviors, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, that'd be cool. Let's talk about toxic femininity, right? I'm thinking the same thing you thinking, Craig, or everything. Like, that's toxic feminine behavior, you know, because it's let me put on mute, Craig. So then when I go look up the term, because you know I'm a person of definition. So I'm like, let me go look up the term so I can bring it up because, you know, I'm always trying to teach the people. Let's learn this language. Let's learn these words because this shit is so pseudo, you know. This is alternative facts. You know, to me, this is alternative facts. When I looked it up, imagine my surprise when it told me that living in my divine feminine was toxic. Unbelievable.
So you're telling me, right? Okay, no, you know, it's you know how like the government hides stuff like the ice wall and you know Jurassic Park and all that shit. I believe they had a hand in flipping toxic femininity. I could have sworn that toxic femininity was feminists exerting their rights over males, trying to make males be submissive and docile because women were tired of being submissive and docile. You know what I'm saying? So I could have sworn that, but then they changed it. It's just like Sexy Red popping up in the middle of nowhere. And you're like, who the hell is this motherfucker? Who is this ratchet ass motherfucker? And she famous and everybody sees it and stuff like that. They changed toxic femininity in order to pretty much brainwash us. We know the true definition of toxic and femininity.
Well, baby, that's what they said. That's what they said. We need to do a show next time to find out who they is.
Yep. You know what? Paul scratched it. You know what I'm saying? I did a show with Paul one time, and he said they. You know what I'm saying? And he should be on there and talk about they. He got a lot of knowledge about they. Really. Hopefully, he does not be under the influence talking about they. Like last time, don't know how the hell he got under the influence, but it was his own goddamn choice. But anyway, I just want to say this though, right? So you're telling me a woman being patient, a woman being docile, submissive, and all those things is bad, right? Why would someone say that, Mika?
It's to keep us separate from each other.
It's to keep us separate. Okay, so would you believe at the end of the day that the reason why they say that is because whoever that individual is or was, they were hurt at one point in time, and so they decided to encourage other women by telling them not to be under a man's rule, you know what I'm saying, and not to fall prey to a man's subjugation, because a lot of ladies feel like being submissive and docile and all that is a sign of weakness, right? But do you feel like whoever wrote this was probably hurt?
Whoever wrote this must be a lesbian.
For real?
Okay, so we're living in a world right now where a lot of women are rejecting the men. Paul G is on stage. Hey, come on in, Paul. Hey, Paul, how you doing tonight?
What's good? What's good?
Okay, let me finish answering current question real quick. Then we're gonna get to you on your spiel. But okay, so we're living in a world where they're trying to. I'm gonna mute you, Paul. We're living in a world today where they're trying to. It's basically about the skin folk, the people with the color on their skin. It's basically used to divide us, because if we become strong in a strong unit together, then because we're chosen people, and once we learn this and once we realize how great we are and how great it is to multiply each other, then we have the capability to overpower this whole world, you know what I mean? But they know their time is up. So they have to keep us divided. This is why you have the Sukianas. This is why you have the Meg. I like Meg Thee Stallion, and I like Sukiana, and I like Sexy Red. However, it's a divide happening when it comes to that. Wait, who's what they say, Craig? Toxic femininity is when is a woman who thinks she is better than the other woman that's not as feminine as her. Like she wears dresses and other wears jeans. One is not as good as her because she wears nails and the other doesn't. Nah. I mean, that might be it, but just because a person wears a dress and another person wears jeans doesn't mean they feel better.
I don't know. Some ladies feel like maybe it's like a beauty contest at the end of the day. But the toxic femininity that I look at, you know what I'm saying? Them ladies are like hardcore, like vicious feminists that be foaming from the mouth, that be trying to pretty much in a lot of ways take over the world with their femininity, like you, Mika. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, Craig. Hold on. I read I saw what she posted. Right. I'm not at home yet. I'm still at work waiting on somebody. So I may not have very long, but I'll come back if I log out or whatever. Anyway, toxic femininity is being changed by women who refuse to act within what is considered feminine behavior.
Mm.
Right? These women that are pushing back against um, soft and gentle and all those other pretty little things. Right? I get it. Life may not always be that way for women, but there's still you can find time to be soft and gentle. You don't have to be so abrasive and obnoxious. And now they're pushed back saying, no, it's toxic to want me to act like a lady. That's like saying, well, I could say, well, it's toxic to want me to act like a man. Now, how does that sound coming out of a man's mouth?
Mm. Well,
No, think about it now, for real. It was a rhetorical question. If
okay.
I, as a man, say, you don't expect me to act like a man. What? What? But a woman can say, don't expect for me to act like a woman. I don't get it.
Yeah, so they saying it's a product of patriarchal gender norms. So if I believe in traditional gender roles, then I'm a toxic feminine. That's crazy to me, right?
But you're not toxic. It's the pushback against that toxicity that some folk want in this society.
In other
Now,
words, I'm sorry, Paul. In other words, toxic femininity is what you would call a pick me.
that's what they want to make the so-called pick me out to be. Well, that's what's wrong. You're giving in, and you shouldn't do that because men have done this over the centuries, and men have oppressed other men. You know what I mean? Men have killed other men.
Hmm.
So so
What
so
what what the fuck is this? Men have always ruled. I mean, what about when you read in history when you had all those great women warriors and great women leaders in history? Oh, they don't want to talk about that part though, right?
yeah, a lot of people don't know like the Dahomey tribe, right? The women of the Dahomey tribe were one of the major key factors in bringing, helping the European colonists get a lot of slaves. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people don't know that. Warrior King, what was her name? King woman King or whatever. She was based off the Dahomey tribe. A lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, what powerful preaching Paul was saying, Triple P for short. I agree with what he's saying at the end of the day, right? But when it comes down to women doing it and branding each other that and branding men that, you know, would you say these individuals are somewhat envious or jealous? Is it an attention thing? Or what do you two think about that?
Well, I don't. I need to go on Facebook to see who this user is. Can you tell me who you are that's saying this? Let me go on Facebook real quick, you guys. But from this comment right here, exactly. Toxic feminist is soft and gentle and don't like women who isn't. She pleases her man at every angle and thinks a woman that isn't pleasing her man or working every day to bring home the bacon is a problem. Okay, thank you, Maya. Okay, Maya. Now, it doesn't say anything about how she feel about women that don't live in their femininity. And me personally, if a woman has a man, it is her duty to please her man. Otherwise, she should not have a man. You get it? Like, what's the purpose? Love is to be given. You know,
Yeah. And if we're gonna use that argument, then why would a man want a woman and he has to please her, but she doesn't have to please him? That's toxic femininity. You see how toxic that is? I, as a man, have to do whatever it takes to be a man in the view of society, what a man is supposed to do, because I'm a male. I'm supposed to do this as a male to be considered a man. Yet a woman should not have to do anything for a man. That's toxic.
right. So previous definition said that if a woman reciprocates anything with her man, that makes her a toxic feminine. If you're reciprocating and you both get in love from each other, how is that toxic? That
Because
just didn't make
it
sense.
it pushes against what the narrative is now. I'm a strong, independent woman, don't have to. And if you take that away from me, you are being toxic as a man and a woman. That's where that comes from.
Mm. Yeah, so
Ooh,
I'm
wait.
so
Hey, powerful preaching Paul just dropped the bomb on that, right? So let's
Mm,
put it to you like this, right? So I guess at the end of the day, right, that when it comes down to the whole toxic femininity thing, right, they're trying to break the tradition of women being compliant and receptive to their mans at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? They're
mm.
trying to say you shouldn't be docile and nurturing. You should be loud, rowdy, and vulgar with them because their time of ruling is over. Like, it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
But
and don't forget, Craig. Well, all our lives, women had to fight, and she should continue to fight, even in the presence of her man.
Oh,
Now,
my
now,
life
now,
I
hold
have
on,
to fight.
whoa. Hold on, real quick, nigga. Now, I know somebody out there is gonna say, "Well, what about their abusive relationships?" Well, what about granted, if she's in an abusive relationship, I get it. She should be tired of fighting. She shouldn't have to, but she will have to. Okay, I get it. But I'm talking about when these women are in normal relationships. Every relationship's gonna have its ups, downs, arguments, this, that, and the third. And for some to say that, well, I shouldn't have to please him. He should, um, I don't know. I'm sorry. It's so much I want to say. Is just where to start off at, and I'm gonna draw back, get my thoughts together, and give it back to you, Mika. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay, brother. It's okay. Because I was so thrown by this definition. And I guess that in a sense, and I can see what you're saying, Maya, in a sense, right? If a woman is holding a man to masculinity and saying, hey, you gotta be a man and you gotta stand up as a man, you need to do manly things. I'm not having it no other way. I'm gonna stay at home and be barefoot and pregnant, and I'm gonna take care of the home, and that's how it's gonna do. Then I can see where that's going, but at the same time, it's still traditional.
but, but these are people that is against tradition, right? I mean, like they're upset with a person's choice. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna just be real with you from what I'm seeing. Now these definitions are younger than me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when they first came out and how they changed to versus what they are now. So it's like emotional intelligence. I don't believe in emotional intelligence. And
Mm-hmm.
anybody say you need emotional intelligence, I'm like, yo, shut up. You need common sense. Because at the end of
Mm-hmm.
the day, right, that definition changes so much, and people use that as a cop out to pretty much a lot of ways say, hey, talk to me and communicate to me the way I want you to. Forget
Mm-hmm.
what you're saying, but what matters is me. It pretty much deals with selfishness at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Um, so when I see toxic femininity, at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, right? At first, it was a woman somewhat being combative or rebellious to a man, right? Opposing the patriarchy, right? And and if people know me, I'm gonna just say it. America is more somewhat beneficial to matriarchal society than patriarchal society. But and that's just me. But I'm just saying at the end of the day, I'm just noticing that, right? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like these definitions change too much.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is, right? It's a war on the compliant women versus the women that ain't. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm gonna remove this banner for a minute. Okay, hold on, you guys. I got somebody calling in. Hey, Miyaka, we doing our show right now. How you doing today, sis?
Hey, girl, I'm trying to join, but I'm not understanding. I don't know. My network is tripping. I need you to do something. Send me the link again. I'm trying to get in right now.
Okay, let me send you the link
How do I
again.
get my shit off of 5G? It keep going. I need my shit on LTE. This is bullshit.
Okay, let me push pause and let me give it to you so I can help her with this. I'm gonna give it to you guys real quick so I can help her with her technical difficulties.
Hey, Miyaka, you better not come up here and challenge me. You will get cursed out. Just letting you know.
That
He said
don't
that.
worry about it. That's all right, baby. I curse back. Don't even trip.
I bet. Bet. um, but nah, man, I'm just saying, I'm just kind of looking at how these definitions change over and over. And not only how they change, they're different from one another a lot of times. And these labels, they change, they're not the same. Um, One thing about it that I've noticed now when it comes down to the whole, I don't know, what's traditional versus what's new. Um, Too many people are invested in breaking down what works for someone else versus what don't work for someone else. They're so invested in it that to the point to where like they want to destroy it because they have such a hatred for it. You know, like what's wrong with a woman being compliant to her man, and what's wrong with a man being compliant to his woman, right? So I'm saying at the end of the day, right, these individuals that pretty much put these labels and create these definitions and stuff like that, toxic femininity, toxic masculinity, either they are somewhat pretty much in a lot of ways, uh, how can I put it, hurt by a past partner, didn't get that much of a good upbringing from the opposite gender, or they just have an issue with control at the end of the day. And it infuriates them that they went through something, they were taught to go through being feminine or masculine or whatever, and then it didn't work out for them, so they are a strike against it. Maybe that's pretty much what it is. But what you think, Mika?
I would want it to be that.
Mm.
I would want it to be, uh, uh, something that's toxic. I mean,
Yeah, because when we think about something toxic, like something hazardous, you know what I'm saying? Something dangerous. Like you, Mika. You're very dangerous.
oh, why you keep throwing me under the bus, Craig? I am not
Because
dangerous. So.
you're very dangerous, Mika.
But let me
You're
read
very
this
dangerous.
abstract. This is
Yeah.
from the University of Melbourne. Melbourne University says in recent years there has been a rising popular discourse around toxic masculinity, and it's tough to mention. This is just me talking. It's tough to mention toxic femininity without mentioning toxic masculinity, because toxic masculinity is really misogyny, and so it's like it's a how do you say it? uh it's a horse of a different color, because when you talk about toxic masculinity, it's when men try to exert their authority over women, not allowing the woman to say, hey, I want you to take authority. Exert their authority. So it's a little different, right? And the problem, so it says in recent years there has been a rise in popular discourse around toxic masculinity and the problems of the hegemonic gender structure that facilitates male violence and misogyny. In the public debate over whether toxic masculinity is a fact or fiction, toxic femininity is often raised by men's rights activists. And others, as anti-feminists, retort to suggest that women can be toxic too, right? So let's go back. Let's go down here. I just want to skip over.
Women can be toxic. I mean, if you look at some of these little children and how they resent their mothers, and because daddy was absent. Now daddy is at fault for not being there for what now, unless he's just dead or in jail, which might even be his fault. But because he's not there, that's what we'll have to deal with. He is not there. Not why he isn't. He's not. Mommy's there, and some women have become toxic towards raising their children. And we don't talk about that because this is where sometimes these children hold resentment towards their parents. So nobody wants to call that toxic. They just, oh, that's where they need therapy. No, it's toxicity because you ain't shit. Your daddy wasn't shit, looking just like that nigga, and blah blah this and blah blah that. You know, that's toxic.
So basically, okay, so basically the definition, I don't know if this is Maya again, but Okay, to conform to a man's needs. Okay, there's nothing wrong. It's nothing toxic to conform to a man's needs if he's conforming to yours. Like, that's not toxic if it's agreed upon. So we got to be real clear, right? Because it's when a female, right, agrees, right, to the misogynist behavior. Is that what you're saying? Is toxic femininity when a female agrees to misogynist behavior? Um,
I
you,
don't know what do you we call a misogynist behavior. And since we're talking misogyny, are we also talking misandry?
uh-oh. Wait a
Are we
minute.
gonna is misandry toxic femininity? Since misogyny is toxic masculinity, then that would make misandry toxic femininity.
Okay, hold on now. Let me get all your terms out here now, brother. Uh, misandry. Let me how you spell that? Misandry. Okay. A dislike of contempt for or ingrained prejudice against men. Now, I would think that would be toxic femininity, but that's not what toxic femininity is. It's the total opposite. Hello?
Read what misogyny is.
Okay. So, let me find it. Misogyny, a dislike of contempt for or ingrained prejudice against women. So, misogyny is hatred of contempt for or prejudice against women or girls. It is a form of sexism that can keep women at a lower social status than men, thus maintaining the social roles of patriarchy. Misogyny has been widely practiced for thousands of years. So, toxic femininity would be someone who agrees with misogyny. Hello?
You say that. You say that. See, you see how you see the deception. You see the deception. See, it's like they demonize the man, but then with the woman, they try to say the woman is oppressed. Her being oppressed and obeying the man is toxic femininity. Come on now.
I didn't hear anything. That none of that even you just read misandry and misogyny, and they both have the same definition, and yet you still maybe I missed maybe because your call dropped or something. Maybe I missed something, but you still equated toxic femininity to agreeing with what misogyny. When you say agreeing, are you saying it's the same or what? I'm missing.
Okay, brother. Okay, brother.
We gotta call him Dr. Paul Samuels.
So
Going in.
while toxic masculinity states that men should act tough, show no emotions, and reject anything considered feminine, toxic femininity pressures women to be quiet, nurturing, submissive, and attractive. Womanly.
No, no. As you were reading, I'm sorry. You started talking about how misogyny is related to toxic masculinity, and
Mhm,
from that definition of misogyny,
mhm,
that would equate to toxic masculinity. And I said simply, then that means misandry would be toxic femininity.
mhm. So
Then
no,
so
I want
so
okay.
so
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 I'm
how
sorry.
is it that you wanna now drop the misandry from toxic femininity, but keep going on with the definition of misogyny with toxic masculinity? How
Okay,
do
so
you do
let's be
that?
clear. Let me clear you up, Craig. I mean, let me clear you up, Paul. Right. So I don't know why it's not sharing this screen. Did you stop sharing my screen, Craig?
Nah. You got full control,
I
Prophet
don't know
Tamika.
why I must have clicked that by mistake. Okay, so let me clear you up, right? So let's go back over misandry. Misandry is the hatred of, contempt for, or prejudice against men or boys, right? Yes, ma'am. Okay. So, so misandry is when a female doesn't it has a hatred for men, right? You got me? You following me, brother?
Oh yeah, I know what it means. I'm listening. I thought you were gonna read on, but okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
teach us, Nika. We listening.
Hey man, I'm learning with y'all. I'm learning this shit with y'all.
Yeah,
Okay.
prophetess Nika. Let's go.
Wait, let me get a new link
I,
for her.
I want to say this. Shout out to Maya. Bring your pretty ass on here so I can fight your ass.
Let me drop the link on that.
She
Hold
can
on.
drop the link so she can come up here so I can fight her ass. She got to do all this fine shit. You want to cuss somebody out? Cuss out Paul, not me.
That said, so she said. Let me clear Paul up. Then I'm gonna get to what Maya said real quick,
All right.
and then I'm gonna drop the link because first of all, let me redo this link real quick. So Paul. So now we understand what misandry is, right? I'm clear on that. Now, if we move on to misogyny, it's the hatred or contempt for women, right? Now, when we talk about toxic masculinity and toxic femininity, and I'm sharing this tab right here so y'all can see. It says, while toxic masculinity states that men should act tough, show no emotions, and reject anything considered feminine, toxic femininity pressures women to be quiet, nurturing, submissive, and attractive. So toxic femininity agrees with toxic masculinity. Do that make sense?
No, it doesn't, and I'm gonna tell you why. When I looked it up, and because I can't screen share them on my phone, I looked through a couple of other articles
Mm-hmm.
based on what I've seen you presenting and what I came across.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna lean towards what you're reading is written by someone who leans in favor of the feminist movement.
Okay, well, you
Therefore,
can send me.
hold on. What, can I finish it real quick? It ain't gonna be just a few seconds more.
Mhm.
Someone who is leaning towards the feminist movement, whether there be a male or female, more than likely a female, but sometimes some of us men will lean that way. Yeah, crying and shit. So I'm I'm gonna question the writer who is giving these definitions and twist and putting the spin on it. I'm
Mhm.
gonna question that because it just doesn't sound like what we first were introduced to when the term toxic femininity was introduced. It just doesn't sound the same anymore. So now I'm willing to bet more than likely some psychiatrist, some empathizer, some uh, um, back patter decided, you know what? But we could also say this because if you look at it, look, yeah, I'm not buying that. I'm questioning the writer now. But go ahead.
Okay, so let's be clear, right? There's a difference between femininity and feminism. Okay. So a feminist, like the sister said earlier, this sister, because she said feminist means she is not conforming to a man. So basically, toxic feminist is against other women who it's not toxic feminist, it's toxic femininity. Let's be clear. So so basically a toxic feminine is against other women who is not conforming to a man's need. So when we talk about toxic femininity, it reminds me of the show I was watching, Love and Hip Hop Miami, right? And there was this lady who's married to this man. She's like Trinidadian or whatever, right? And so the man ends up having sex with her sister, right? And so the mom is telling the daughter that husband cheated on her that she should still be with her man. She should still love her man. She should still be devoted to her man. And what that mother is doing is she is being she is exhibiting toxic femininity. Do you get that?
I don't know if I would agree with that. I think I would call that probably some toxic behavior because same thing would apply if a man said something like that. However, I don't even know if that's really toxic. You know, If I sleep with my son's girlfriend and he finds out, and I say, hey, man, stay with her. Am I being a toxic? Is that toxic masculinity?
No.
You see, what would that be? You see how the roles for women, it's one thing, for men it's another. It's all that's the way. It's like society creates these roles and will say a man can do this or can't do that, but a woman can do this, but she shouldn't do that. It's
Hey,
like
yo,
we keep creating it's an imbalance.
hey, see, check this out,
It's an
Paul.
imbalance going
Check,
on
check this out.
right in front of our eyes.
Check this out, powerful preacher Paul. Check this out, man. Do you feel like at the end of the day, right, when it comes down to these terms, right, they're demonizing one gender but uplifting the other gender?
You just heard it. I mean,
Like,
Craig, you just said it. You just heard her read it. So I mean, but go ahead, bro. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
because like this is my thing, right? Now, I stated this before. I know this definition has changed, right? Because really, to be honest with you, it's really a jab at women that are married, right? That is submissive, that listen to their husbands, they're docile. I'm not saying they're a slave and stuff like that, but they choose to have that man as that head, right? They
Mhm.
choose that. And it's like a jab towards them at the end of the day, right? Like it's like a deep jab. Like saying that they're almost fucking weak and don't have no motherfucking backbone, right?
Well,
And,
yeah.
I'm kind of looking at this and I'm like, damn, it's like a total envy. And with a man, right? And this is why I say they demonizing a man with toxic masculinity. If he's bold, if he speak with volume, if he's confident, if he's cocky, and if he's strong, that's toxic masculinity. You know what I'm saying? That's toxic. And that's like, those are characteristics that most women want anyway. Because they want a confident, strong, and bold and cocky man that believe in himself. You know what I'm saying?
They do. Yeah. Yeah.
So Prophetess Mika, aka Meek Money. You know what I'm saying? That's her rap name, Paul, Meek Money. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta ask you, right? Like, do you feel like that you're exhibiting, by the definition, toxic femininity by being supportive to your man and stuff like that?
I mean, by definition, I would be considered a toxic feminine person. Remember, I got called pick me because I love my man. So
Oh, how dare you love him?
how dare I? I'm a pick
The
me.
nerve, the audacity.
Um,
Oh, you did it, and then your response was, "You mad because we got picked, bitch."
no,
I'm
no,
like,
no.
damn, nigga.
So basically, Mudawa came on and he was in the chat like people who say that be mad because they didn't get picked.
Yeah.
So then I used that and ran with it. He gave me ammunition. Like,
Because,
because I got picked or what? Because I'ma always get picked, but it ain't like I'm raising my hand to get picked. You know what I'm
well,
saying? I
yeah,
just
right,
believe in
right.
my feminine because I'm a woman and I believe that that's who I am. I identify as a woman. Yeah, and
Well,
so when the sister on the chat, Maya said that we hate women that wear jeans, well, shit, I wear jeans, so I don't think it got nothing to do with wearing jeans.
no,
If I gotta go
no.
work and do some dirty work, I'm putting jeans. You know what I'm saying? That ain't got nothing to do with that. But I'm still a woman. I still go get my nails done. I still go get my hair done. I still walk with a switch or whatever you want to call it, because I'm a woman. Ain't nothing gonna change me being a woman.
You know what I think, Mika, if I may? I think some people are holding on to old, um, archaic definitions of feminine and like with women don't wear pants and shit, crap like that. I'm trying to watch my profanity here. I think the people that are using those are still stuck in what they're fighting against. You know what I mean? They're still fighting against something that doesn't exist anymore. Like women can wear pants. women can work in certain areas, and actually, a woman can work in almost any area that she applies for if she can do the fucking job.
Well,
So,
go ahead, Pop.
I think that I think when I mean just that pants thing kind of made got my wheels spinning. I'm like, what? Why the hell would someone bring that up? What the hell does that have to do with femininity?
Here's the thing, right? Even if let's just say we in the 18th century or whatever, whenever this shit was traditional. I don't know. I didn't live in it or whatever, but let's say we living in traditional day. Me as a woman, and I'm at home, and I'm a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home wife or whatever you want to call it. We still worked. We didn't just sit at home and did nothing. We was in the
Right.
yard. We was in the garden. We was tending to the flock. We was tending to the cattle. We was tending to. You think we was out there doing that in dresses? And if we did have on dresses, you think we didn't have no trousers under them dresses?
I mean,
Right.
Come on, man.
I mean, Big Mama and them was doing them under, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
we had trousers. We always had trousers. If you look at the old underwear that we used to wear, they was like pants.
Yeah.
But
Come on now.
But they got female pants, so it's feminine. You know what I'm saying? So it's shaped for a woman with a feminine fit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really understand the pants argument.
Yeah, I don't get that.
And plus, I can see if they got some ass or not with them pants. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like women who wear pants. You know.
Yeah, so we've always wore pants when pants was invented, because everybody did, even men didn't even wear pants the whole time. Once pants was invented, then that's when people started wearing pants. Okay, everybody.
Yeah,
nobody wants critters crawling up their crouch.
Right. Yeah. To say that a woman, it's toxic to cater to your man, but a woman should not have to cater, and no, she doesn't have to do anything, but a man has to do. That's the toxic part, when it becomes one-sided. As a man, you have to do this as a man, and as a woman, I can do whatever I want, however I want, and you as a man must accept that. That's the toxicness in it.
But remember, we got to go back to that other definition where it says when a woman reciprocates. So if you got to do something, I got to do something. So it makes me toxic for being reciprocal.
No, well, again, that goes back to what I said before. Somebody, some empathizer, someone who is out here trying to undermine American society or this society as a whole has turned the thing around to make it nearly impossible to say that women are doing or women can't behave badly.
For me, I'm changing the definition of toxic femininity right here, right now. Toxic femininity is when we reject our men. That's toxic.
Would you say toxic? Would you say? Well, let's look at it like this, right? When you say, okay, like let's forget about the definition. Well, that definition, because my understanding of toxic femininity is when a woman uses the negative aspects of her charm, her figure, and her being a woman and take advantage of certain people and situations. You see what I'm saying? Like for example, like a man, using extortion and blackmail. You know what I'm saying? A woman's greatest tactic. You know what I mean? So I'll keep it a buck with you. I'll give you an example. Toxic femininity is when you have some ladies, they want some money and they're down on some luck or whatever. And what they do, they find a guy, they call the guy, and they give this sob story. They don't ask for the money, but they give this sob story on what I'm going to do. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. And I just don't know.
It's called dry begging,
Craig. No parents and no uncles. Yeah, like no parents, no uncles that dry begging shit. You know what I'm saying? And then the dude like, I'll give you some money. How much you need? And she look up how much the new Brazilian weed costs. You know what I'm saying? I need $500. And he give $500. Oh, thank you, such a man. You're so big. And boosting the nigga head up. You know what I'm saying? Them dry ass motherfucking goddamn me, whack ass goddamn me, comments, you know what I'm saying, stroking his ego, and then boom, she got a sucker. That's toxic femininity. That's very toxic. Extremely toxic. You know what I'm saying? And
if you falling for it.
But who said that? Miyaka?
I said that. Are you falling for it?
I ain't falling for it.
Oh.
Is you doing it?
No, I ain't never doing it, but I'm saying it. I'm asking, are you falling for it? You said it.
I ain't falling for it. Mika, I'm gonna kick your ass, Mika. You're asking me. It's not about me.
Yeah, but if someone if
you better not let nobody call you and tell you a sob story and for $500 shit.
I never had that happen. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. One girl tried and she got mad it didn't work, right? I mean, I don't fall for the sob stories at all, right? Because this is just me personally. I've seen women. I had to learn the difference between a woman that'll go out there and get it versus a woman that is lazy as hell. A woman that'll go out there and get it, she'll go and get it. You know what I'm saying? Because women want to be comfortable. Women who don't want to go out there and get it, she'll try to use another person to get it. And a lot of times those women are very, very lazy, don't have any direction. They have telltale signs at the end of the day, right? And they have a lot of red flags, especially in their conversation, you know? One of the cool things about having an older sister, shout out to Robin, and no, you will never be on these goddamn shows with me at all. But my sister,
we won't Robin. Stop hating.
Nah, she'll never get on this goddamn. Never. But anyway, like I was saying, right? One thing about my sister, right? My sister is an extreme health nut, and she wants to keep her figure. She wakes up every morning at 3:45 a.m., go to the gym or whatever, get back at about 6, then start her day, eat breakfast and stuff like that. She does that 7 days a week. You know what I'm saying? She be going hard with it. You see what I'm saying? And she has extreme consistency too, right?
Much respect for the discipline.
Yeah. Shout out to my sister. You know, but what I'm saying is a lot of times women like that who have consistency, they don't have that they don't have toxic femininity like that. You know what I'm saying? It's the women that's extremely inconsistent. They're very, very, very toxic with their femininity.
Real quick, let me just have you been watching Miyaka?
No, I can't even get online.
Real quick, I'm muting y'all real quick. Let me just catch her up. So we was going over the definition of toxic femininity, and we kind of find out that toxic femininity is when a woman is docile, she's conforming, she's nurturing, she's everything feminine towards her man, she's reciprocal and all those things. So those are the definitions that we saying, I'm putting my quotation marks up, they have for toxic femininity. Now, when I first decided to do this podcast or whatever, I'm thinking that toxic femininity is women that bash men and all that, but it's the opposite. It's feminine. It's toxic femininity is when a woman conforms to masculinity. So, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts on that is that, I mean, I understand toxic femininity when you conform to everything that's masculine. I don't really have any thoughts on that. It's like self-explanatory, you know?
Really?
It really is. It really, really is.
What you guys think? Y'all think that's self-explanatory?
Hell no. Hey, Miyaka. Hey, Miyaka.
What you talking about? Hell no. What you mean? You don't understand? You don't get it? I understand.
I do get it. I do understand. And I know. So here's the thing, though. I got to ask you this, Miyaka. Hey, next time, I need your ass to jump on this goddamn panel. You know how to get the hell on. You know what I'm saying? But check it out. Why do you feel like it's self-explanatory? Why?
Because she just explained it to me.
Uh-huh.
Just explained it to me. That toxic femininity. Say it again, Mika. Toxic femininity is when a woman is submissive to a man. What? Say it again.
Yeah, basically, you got it right.
Yeah, it's self-explanatory.
Okay, all right. So, let me answer this one more question.
If you know what toxic, if you know what the true definition of toxic means, it's self-explanatory.
I know what the two definitions of toxic is.
Toxic is just like toxic is just something that's overtaking. You feel me? Like it's just it takes you over. So that's it, I can understand the meaning. What she's saying.
Ma'am, you're being toxic right now. I'm not gonna yell at you. I'm not gonna yell at you. Listen, toxic, but listen. Hey, I gotta ask you. So, would you say you're toxic for following submitted to a man and being, like Mika?
You say it again. If I'm toxic for what?
So, would you say that you're toxic also? Because Mika toxic as hell, based on the definition.
Yeah, when it comes to a man, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that means.
So you think it's wrong for a woman to be feminine or display feminine qualities towards her man?
I don't say that's wrong.
I'm
talking to Miyaka.
I don't say that. Oh my God!
If you don't display femininity towards your man, then who are you? Are you the man?
Well, they're saying that it's toxic to do that.
Well, not me, Miyaka, not me. But I'm just saying, like, I guess the women who's against other women being compliant with their men, you know what I'm saying, in a balanced relationship. You feel me? So they're looking at it as weak.
You
know
have
what
to
I'm
be
saying?
compliant with your man. I don't want to be nothing but compliant with my man, because if I'm not compliant, then I'm not fucking with a man.
Like, okay, hey, yeah, that's extreme. That's extreme.
Just it and all. I mean, how can you not be? I don't understand it.
Okay,
if you're not compliant with your man, then what the fuck are you really fucking with?
Hey, Miyaka, can you stop cursing, please? You love to curse. It's your goddamn problem. Y'all always fucking curse on this goddamn show. What the hell wrong with you?
Okay. All
That's
right.
why you want to get wrong sometimes.
You heard what I said.
Yeah.
But you heard me. You get the picture.
But hey, Miyaka, I got a question though. And I was jumping.
Like, I don't want to just be able to. Who wants to just be able? If you want to be able to just control your man and do whatever you want to do and do this and do that, you are a man.
Okay, so Miyaka, like, I got a question. It's funny because I know a couple of ladies. It's like it kind of confuses me. And Paul, since I'm young and dumb and don't know a goddamn thing,
well, come on, let me straighten it out for you. What's your question?
All right. Okay. So check it out, right? Do you have a problem with the word submission?
No, why would I have a problem with that?
Okay, so it's a few ladies I know. They do not like the word submit at all because they feel like it's weak, especially towards a man. They feel like it's weak. It makes them look like they have no say-so. They're just a slave at the end of the day, right? But they do submissive things, right? It's like they have a word of phobia, right? Like a submissive phobia, but they'll do submissive things. They'll do the action of being submissive, but they don't want to hear the word. And it's like weird. Like, have you ever seen that before? Y'all can chime in on that.
I have seen it. That's just because they don't know any better. You know, they immature. They still just like men. Some men, they hold up this ego like, oh, I'm not, you know, and it's the same thing with women. Like, you doing it, but you don't want to admit it. But it's okay because they don't understand that's the way you are supposed to be. You are supposed to be submissive when it comes to a man, but everybody's not a man. You have to understand what a man is, and then you'll be cool with being submissive. Who doesn't want to be submissive? I don't understand it. If you don't, then you want to be a man.
Okay.
If I may add to that, just to add on to what the sister's saying, I think not every man is for every woman and vice versa. So a woman may only be submissive to the man that is right for her. If a woman finds herself in a position where she's not being submissive to this man, then she should be able to recognize that and then use that masculine energy she got to sit him down and have him understand it's not working and they have to go their own way.
That's right. You are 100% correct. And who was that said that?
That's Paul.
Okay, Paul, you said it correctly. You are 100% correct. You should be able to use that masculine energy that you have. Sit down and let the dude know that look, it ain't working. This is what it is, and be strong enough in your masculinity to go your way until you
Right.
so that makes
Damn,
you feel feminine enough to stay there.
but damn, Miyako, you never tell me I'm fucking right. You'll tell Paul
I
he
did
right.
say you was right. You was right
Huh?
too.
Okay, I see you. Yeah, yeah. You gonna tell me second? All right. You like Paul more than me.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying he is right. You should definitely do that. You should. I
No,
do it. You know,
no, no.
I'm so feminine, but I promise you, I will turn into a man in a minute and tell you to get on.
You don't turn no man. You
You're
like a
not
kid
doing the
in
right thing.
Miyako. You like a kid in
No,
Miyako. You a kid. I don't believe.
no, I'm not gonna turn into a full man, but I'm gonna use my masculine energy and let you know that this is not cracking. And I'm also going to use my masculine energy to lay on the bed and cry to myself and get over this shit. And do the right thing. But I
Wow, wow.
Wait,
You
wait,
wrong
wait.
for that.
That's
Which
right.
part is masculine? Because the part when you crying, I think that's feminine, and the
no,
part
it's not. Men
Well,
cry too,
yeah, and it
but
takes,
they
and you
just
got to
said
be a
some.
very strong person to cry. You have to be very strong. So ain't nothing wrong with going. You going and crying, Miss Masculine. Do it. Let it out.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
all
gonna go
right.
right on ahead and cry about it, and then I'm gonna get over it, and that's just gonna be it. And then when I meet the right person, I'm gonna be submissive and feminine. But I'm not gonna be no sucker to no suck ass nigga for what?
I feel. I feel. So another thing, and it's a question for Meek Money, aka Prophetess Mika, and the mysterious Miyaka. You know what I'm saying?
What's up?
Do you feel that some men, especially with a woman in a relationship with a man, they bring out toxic femininity traits? I'm not talking about the definition you heard. I'm talking about the definition Paul and me was speaking about. You know, the actions of a woman resenting a man in a relationship. Do you feel like a man would bring
Yeah,
that out?
I
I feel
don't.
like some men. I feel like some. It depends on who you are. Just like you said about the masculine energy. Like for me, if I see a man bringing that out in me, then I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm gonna use my masculine energy to leave him alone. But yeah, I definitely feel like that because if you are a certain type of person and a man and you messing with a man that's not me, any kind of man is not stepping up to the plate as far as to what a woman is can trust. I'm not gonna say is expecting. I'm saying can trust. Then it's gonna be an issue. And if I feel like
Ooh,
I don't
I'm
know,
sorry, baby. I'm just praising you for that.
my
You, cause
masculine
you
energy to
said
cry
a woman can trust. I'm
yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
Um, go ahead, Miyaka.
Let me tell you about trust. When I say a woman can trust, I mean you are you can be however you don't have to be out here beating up dudes or killing a dude or for me to feel like you masculine. I need to be able to trust you. You need to have consistency. I need to know that if this shit fall down, then I can depend on you. The same way you need to know if this shit fall down, you can depend on me. If I don't have that, then I don't really know who you are. And I'm running all this shit over here.
So my answer would be no. I think that a man can trigger a toxic female, but I think that that toxic femininity or hatred or misandry by y'all definition is based off of trauma that a person has. So in that essence, like if she's been traumatized by males in the past, then a male can come and trigger those trauma experiences and she acts toxic towards him.
Right.
Just
So
okay. Well, what about this? What about this just being brought up under women who have a history of bad relationships and have resentment towards men? You know, you might grow. She might grow up. I'm just saying, not all women, but some grow up hearing. Man, nigga ain't this. Girl, get that money. If you can get any money out of him, get that money. You know, do what you got to do. Use what you got to get what you want. F him.
Well,
And, Sister Soldiers.
Okay, because look, I misunderstood the question, but keep
no,
going.
you understood the question well. He said, "Do you think that a man?" The first question was, "Do you think that a man can bring that toxic femininity out of him?" But we're talking about when we're talking about their version of toxic femininity, they're talking about misandry. Now,
Right.
to answer you, Paul, yes, there are women that are brought up and learned that, but it's by other women that have been traumatized before. Now, what then I would have to ask you guys a question, but I do want Miyaka to answer, but you guys think about your answers while Miyaka answer. But would you teach your daughter to get with a broke man? Don't answer that yet,
I
Miyaka.
can answer that because I got daughters
Yes,
already, but go ahead.
I feel like a woman can be triggered if she's not healed. If she's not fully healed, she will be triggered. If she is, she won't. And if she's fully healed, she just won't deal with it. That's just it. Like me, I'm not gonna deal with it. I've been there, done that. If you come at me with the bullshit, I just can't. Because I've dealt with the bullshit and I've also dealt with myself and I've also been with myself. So it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can be triggered if if you haven't healed in that area. But if you have, you also can be triggered, but you're not gonna stick around for it because you already know what it is.
Right. And so a person that's already healed, just to add on to what you said, Miyaka, a person that's already healed, like Miyaka said, we have a zero tolerance for any type of and I can tell you what can trigger because I was like right before I met my husband, I guess you would call him a rebound. He would only last for 2 months after my previous relationship. This man will force himself on me, like force his presence on me. He'll just show up at my house, and that was a trigger for me. You know what I'm saying? Because who are you? And why aren't you giving me my space or allowing this to grow naturally? Like, don't force yourself on me. And so it got to a point where I want to fucking beat the nigga. Can I say that on here? I want to beat him. I start having thoughts of how I was gonna get this man out of my life. I start having thoughts of how I was gonna literally just do some bad things. Okay. And when I have to think like that, I know it's a problem. When I have to think of hurting someone just to get them out of my life, it's a problem. So yes, it was a trigger for me because I've been in abusive relationships and I know what abuse looks like. So I'm like, oh no, you got to go. You got to go. So, and it was very toxic. And it didn't even last what a whole 2 months, but it was crazy. Like, who are you? Why are you around? Go away. So yeah.
My trigger is when I start being a bitch. If I start being a bitch, this is not good.
Right, but I'm always a bitch, so I don't know.
I'm not a bitch, so when I start being a bitch, this is not good. Like really, because I be a real bitch.
Craig be like when I call myself a bitch.
Nigga, what have I told you about calling yourself a bitch? You're not a female dog.
Not that kind of a bitch. I'm talking about being bitchy around the house and talking shit and all that. That's like, oh yeah, that's a no for me.
No, I don't like to yell, but I yell. I don't like to argue. I don't like to do all that stuff. But it's like I'll talk to a person like, can you do this? Like with my kids, I'm giving them as an example. Can you get up and wash the dishes? 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 All right, get your ass up and wash the them dishes. That's how I had to go. Like I'll be calm for a long time, but then it's like, and this go with any relationship I'm in. Like, why do it have to be like you have to trigger me to do this? Like, just do. I'm asking you nicely. I'm being nice, but then when I start fussing and cussing and all that, then I'm the bad guy. And everybody only sees that part of me because they don't realize the 650,000 times I done said it nicely. Because it's just too quiet. But anyway, that's going all the way left. Now, can you guys answer the question I asked y'all? Would you teach your daughters to get with a broke man?
Number one, no one would teach their child to get with anyone who's not bringing anything to the table. That's number one. Uh, Second, that is not a yes or no answer. That is something that if I say no or yes, I'd have to explain. So I'll start explaining with this. And should my daughters catch wind of this show, they know I'm not lying. I don't teach them to look for. I've never said that they need to find a man who's a breadwinner. I've always taught them that they might have to be self-sufficient because I didn't want none of us want our kids once they leave the house to be in a relationship or and having kids out of wedlock and this that and the third. We all have that college dream and getting their first house or buying their first house and taking their time. So with that being said, life didn't pan out that way for two of them. I just want when whatever man that they're with to or have been with to at least have a job. I wouldn't give a damn if the dude was working at McDonald's. Okay, I wouldn't. Is he working? Is he consistent? Now I have to look at the character of the man. What is his aspirations? What's his dream? If he doesn't have a dream or a potential, or he's not trying to go anywhere and just wanting to work, well, you might want to think about that. So I think that's my answer. That's just a short answer.
Okay, Craig.
First of all, Meek, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm a man, right? You can't ask me no goddamn questions. I ask you all the goddamn questions. That's how shit works.
Oh my God, Craig, you really be serious about this, don't you?
But I'm gonna be nice. Since Paul here and Miyaka here, I'm gonna be nice. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, don't do that, bro. Do you?
Earlier today, I'm like, Craig, get on the line. He like, I don't answer to you. I'm not getting on the phone.
Yeah.
Why you gotta be so rebellious?
I don't answer to no woman.
Get your ass on the phone, bro.
But check this out. Paul hit a lot of nails on the dot, right? But there's one thing, right? Another thing too, right? No man wants their daughter to get with somebody broke because at the end of the day, right? Every man works for their daughter to be comfortable at the end of the day. They get their daughter clothes, things their daughter want, nails, lip gloss, things that make little girls and grown women, happy as they mature and grow. You know what I'm saying? So they want their daughter to get a man with an equal work ethic or even a higher work ethic than the father.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, that's every father's dream, and a lot of fathers be disappointed when a daughter choose less. You see what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of us say, I taught you better, right? But
hold on, Craig. Let me just say this on you, bro. You're right. It's like a father with his son. You want your son to be better than you. You would hope that your daughter's future husband, boyfriend, whatever, is a better man. Not saying that the father isn't a good man, but there's always that better. It can be better. And I'll go ahead, bro. I just wanted to say that.
No, that's cool. That's father intervention because you got father, right? So I get that to you. I ain't got no goddamn kids. But check it, right? Another thing that I look at when it comes down to it, like, is that man capable of evolving past his comfort zone? You see what I'm saying? Because, like, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, no matter how a lot of people stretch it, when it comes down to dating like that, you're pretty much going into the boundaries of engagement and marriage. You see what I'm saying? Depending on what the person is dating for, right? But that man has to take on that woman and take care of that woman. She can help have her own stuff like that, et cetera, et cetera. But there's a lot of things that you're gonna have to do for her. Like, for example, protect her, guide her, calm her. You know what I'm saying? Are you ready for that leadership role? Are you capable of evolving and going past that point in order for you to be able to keep
that's what I'm talking about.
the same in a same state, right? So it's a and a lot of times when God, because fathers, I'm gonna put it to you like this, right? And I'm pretty sure Paul did it before, because my dad, fathers would size up the type of guy the girl brings home. You know what I'm saying? They'll size him up. They'll see what he doesn't have, shortcomings, but he will have and what he will work for. You know what I'm saying? But to be honest with you, no father, unless he's sorry, teaches his girl to get with somebody that is broke and don't want to change the situation. Because you got some dads, they know the guy is broke, but they're seeing that, he's working his way out of it. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he'll work his way out of it and he got work ethic, yeah, he'll take care of my daughter. This is a good man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's from what I've seen. I ain't no father yet, but but yeah, I land the plane.
Okay.
Hey,
and the reason why I asked that question. Oh, he said don't cherry mom Miyaka.
No, I agree with you 100%.
The reason why I asked that because Paul brought up like how women say, get you a man that got money and this and that, and all us women want is like some financial stability. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we taking care of our own stuff and we're stable. But and I know that you guys, I don't know if you guys are single or what y'all living situation is, but even as a single person, and you taking care and you checking all the boxes, it's still like difficult in this society to maintain a home. You know what I'm saying? And you want that alleviation, a little alleviation, a little help, a little something to alleviate some of your stress. You don't want nobody to come in and add on to your stress. And one thing my father always taught me, if it's not an add, then it's a minus. So minus that motherfucker out your life. You feel me? So I don't see nothing wrong with teaching your children, like, okay, I even teach my son this, male or female, to have somebody that's stable in their life. Like, you don't want to get with somebody that's not stable or not working on being stable or don't have the ambition to be stable. You feel me? So just getting with men for their money, some women, they use to me, this would be toxic femininity when a woman uses her looks to get with a man just so he could take care of her. And you see this a lot in celebrity relationship where the girl, she got the body, she got the look, and she got the kids, but she got nannies. Like, why do you have nannies, ma'am? Like, you should be taking care of the kids. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be having nannies. You should be working at home,
Right. She should have creating a bond with her children, not letting some other person do it.
So I think in essence, when they say toxic femininity, they're talking about those type of women, I thought. But then when I looked up the definition, it says the biggest misunderstanding about toxic femininity is women who use their femininity to deceive men. And I thought that would have been toxic femininity. But no, it's women that's living in their feminine, like women that's nurturing. How does being nurturing become toxic?
Well, Mika, that's why I said, think about it. How is that toxic? And who is it toxic to? Is it toxic to women or is it toxic to men? Who is that toxic femininity pointed at? When they get that description, are they saying it's toxic to women? Because we know toxic masculinity is aimed at a man who is toxic towards women and sometimes towards other men.
They saying it's toxic towards her because she complies.
How is it toxic to her?
I have no idea, sir. Because
I don't know.
I can't.
Much that toxic, and toxic is nothing good. It says unpleasant, poisonous. So.
And see. Since Miyaka talking,
I'm sorry.
And since Miyaka talking, and I got a beat with her, I'm gonna cut her off and act like she wasn't talking. But the point is, right? Check this out, right? I'm up here joking with Miyaka too much. I need to stop when she cuts me out. But excuse me, Miyaka, let me say this point. going with her and what Miyaka said, right? The point is, right, and that's what Paul and me is saying at the end of the day. The powerful preacher Paul, that's his new nickname. But check it. A lot of these definitions towards women versus men benefit the woman coming out of traditional value and that man trying to enforce traditional value, right? It's like the woman trying to be something else outside of the man's control, and the man being this uncontrollable beast that don't deserve the woman. So I'm just starting to. I find it so interesting how.
I'm sorry, the phone was breaking up. Say it one more time. Right before you said a man being out of control and a woman trying to control a woman, the phone was breaking up.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm in the country of Oklahoma. I'm on my way to meet Paul. You know what I'm saying?
But nigga, stop lying.
I'm in Oklahoma right now.
You ain't coming here.
Man,
I mean, not that you're not welcome, but I know you ain't headed over to the northwest side.
I gotta go to Oklahoma City to the Amazon.
That's not what I'm saying. Anyway, go back to your point. Anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, this dude trying to chill and hang out. I don't know this dude like that. Man. Anyway.
Okay, what happened? Tell me. I'm ready listening.
Okay, my bad, Miyaki. But anyway, like I was saying, right, these definitions, right, are pretty much a jab at the woman who is compliant and working with the man, trying to get the woman to be something that is not traditional so that man can't have nothing to deal with, right? It's pretty much in a lot of ways even a jab, but it's somewhat uplifting, saying you shouldn't be defined by a man, right? And for toxic masculinity, it's showing that a man is uncontrollable, wild to himself, other men, and especially women at the end of the day, right? So it's more accountability and a judgmental look at that man with toxic masculinity versus looking at a woman with toxic femininity. Toxic masculinity for a man, toxic masculinity for a man, because if you ask me, at the end of the day, hey, it's all stupid terms like emotional intelligence. It's all stupid terms, you know what I'm saying?
I like using emotional intelligence.
Yeah, I know, but it's
listen to his toxic masculinity, Mika. He's trying to take away your right. He's being a very toxic masculine man, trying to take away your right to use the word emotional intelligence. Look
there
at him.
There is a such thing as emotional intelligence.
It is, and he's being very toxic and very he kick him off because he's being so disingenuous and disrespectful.
There he go about being pandering Paul.
No, you're not about to kick him off. Who was that?
That's fine. But let me just clear y'all up real quick, because toxic femininity is also associated with hyper femininity. Right. So
what the hell is that? A hyper feminist that can travel through space?
See. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mika. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hyperfemininity is an exaggerated adherence to feminine gender role as it relates to heterosexual relationships. Hyperfeminine women believe their success is determined by maintaining a romantic relationship with a man, and their sexuality can be used to maintain this relationship.
I knew there was an agenda. I knew I was right. See?
Extrapolating from the theory concerning gender and status, including expectation states theory, it was hypothesized that a woman's expression of hyperfeminine attitudes would lead male college student participants to agree with her in response to a persuasive speech, because it would indicate her compliance with woman's subordinate status.
Right.
I told you. I knew there was an agenda. I knew it.
It is definitely an agenda to change the patriarchal society to a matriarchal society. It is definitely that is the agenda. And see, this is the crazy part, right? It's always been a matriarchal society.
You're right. It has.
But see, if we lived in our divine feminine, then we would have been known that.
Listen, This country was based on uh, um, when they came from England and all that was based on to make a living, men wanting to make a living and raise their families for
Not
their
only that,
wives and
who was
children.
the queen of everything? Queen,
England, yeah,
Queen, Queen who? Queen
and
Elizabeth. She
yeah,
just
Queen,
died last year.
yeah.
She owns her family. The royal family owns all this land in America. It's been a matriarchal society.
Of course, it has. It's been patriarchal under the guise, but it's always been about the woman. You know, you'll hear many people make this point. And some people don't like to say it, but sometimes wars are fought over women. Sometimes,
Sometimes.
sometimes it's
Oh
like
my
like
God, that keeps all the shit going. Get
when
it?
you take into consideration sometimes women prevented wars. You know, if this woman married this king, that means these two countries are now joined and the war is no more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's
You can't
always
quarrel anymore because the kingdoms are joined now.
we need to create a term that combines patriarch and matriarch. We need to create a term like that and say it was that because you can't have one without the other.
What do you mean create it? Like make one up?
Yeah, make one up. They be making up stuff like alternative facts.
I
What is wrong?
hear you. I hear you.
What the hell?
Alternative facts.
What the hell is an alternative fact? It's a
That
lie.
means no. Alternative facts is legitimate. It's legitimate because if you say like, I want to say that it's a fact that women are North American women are hostile and aggressive. That's a fact because I can prove it by a small number. And because there is a small number, it is true that these women that are American are hostile and aggressive. So I'm not lying. I'm just, I'm just basing it on this small number. And I can say that because it's a fact.
Yeah, but it's not to me.
It's not an alternative.
If it's alternative to a fact, it's a lie.
It's a lie. There's no other way to put it.
Alternative facts are lies. In my opinion, well, we got to look at the alternative fact. What is the alternative to the fact? Now, we're not talking opinion.
The fact is definitive. Ain't no such thing as an alternative.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we at the 1:30 mark, and Craig got to pull up to the Amazon, and I want to thank everybody for coming out. Do we have any final thoughts? Let's start with Craig. Final thoughts, Craig, if he's available.
Yeah. So we proved today that all black women are toxic.
Oh God. He done opened up a can of worms, Lord.
We proved today that all black women are toxic. They're selfish. They want you to communicate how they want you to communicate. You know what I'm saying? They'll use you as a living dildo, take money from you, lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Hate you for no reason because they watch BET and Baddies and Real Miami Housewives.
On that show.
I be watching Baddies now. Now, Craig, we're gonna have a counseling session because you speaking out of trauma now, brother. Hello, Craig.
Yeah, we just showed it. You know, I mean, these black women, man, they. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know. And not only that, she's right. You're right. Black women is influencing other women to act like black women. You got white women acting like black women, being rebellious. Talking back to Todd. Amy talking back to Todd now because she was looking at Monisha. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Okay, let me talk. Okay, go ahead. When's my final talk?
Craig is playing right now.
No, it's right. It's true. It's true. And see, now I realize it. And this is why a lot of black women don't know how to cook because they're trying to be so goddamn toxic and feminine. They being toxic feminine. And see, it's funny because like Offset exposed his baby mama Cardi B when she made that song with Megan Thee Stallion, "Hoes in the House" and shit like that. You know, some hoes in this house. You know what I'm saying? And Cardi B was like, "I don't cook, I don't clean," and then Offset recorder cooking and cleaning. You know what I'm saying? So she lied. You know what I'm saying? That's what I be talking about.
What this got to do with the show, bro?
It got a lot to do with the show. It shows how black women.
We're not even talking about black women.
I thought we were talking about black women this whole time.
Who is that talking?
That's crazy.
It's conclusive.
You see how this black woman interrupted me when I'm talking?
Just like a black woman, just like a black woman. They can't help it, Craig. You're right. They can't help it.
Can't say excuse me or nothing.
No, that's that toxic masculinity they display.
That's why I said who's talking? Who's talking? Because I needed to get your name. Excuse me, Craig. May I speak? Because you're speaking nonsense.
Hey, no. I'm in Wardo. I'm not Craig. No, Comprende.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you are
who
so
said
right.
because Cardi B said she don't cook, she don't clean, that made somebody stop cooking and cleaning? We've been cleaning way before Cardi B even said anything.
Yeah, but you got a lot of black women out here now that feel like they don't have to cook and clean because Cardi B says she don't do it.
Oh God, y'all changing the narrative.
If that's the case, those are bird brain women, regardless if they white, black, yellow, or green. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, because anybody that will listen to that, you should have been raised better than that to even worry about what Cardi B said. Who is Cardi B?
She's a rapper. She makes millions of dollars selling records, doing shows, while the rest of y'all are going to y'all damn jobs and having a fucking slave for the white man. And she worked for herself, and she's independent and telling y'all what a real independent woman is.
Telling who? Don't say y'all. That's why I'm offended. I wouldn't be offended if you said them. But if you say y'all, I'm offended because I've listened to Cardi B and I hear what she says, but Cardi B has never influenced me, not a day in life.
I was just playing along with Craig. I like Cardi B.
I like that one song. Bring down on an inch trot.
They're toxic as hell. They like Cardi B. They combative black women. They like Cardi B.
Influence me.
If you be for me, we gonna be forever. Oh, sorry.
All black women. She doesn't influence the majority of black women. I don't know where you get that from.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, like I'll put it to you like this, right? Women like her are empowering at the end of the day, right? Women like her are somewhat smarter than a man. They got the power.
I can't even understand what she's saying.
I said women like her.
Cardi B is smart as an idiot because I can't hardly understand what she's saying.
I said women like her, right? And like, you know, like for example, then you got Megan, right? Megan's the same way, right?
But no. Wait a minute.
You ain't listen to Megan. Don't start. You only heard that one song.
I can talk about. Hold up. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I am a Texan. I know that type of woman that Megan Thee Stallion is. So I know.
Megan don't just talk about her vagina and her body parts. You got to really listen.
No, she talk about her ass.
No, she don't.
She talk about her ass.
Megan got bars.
She's graduated. Megan got bars. Megan has only one man. Megan does not sleep around, and Megan just graduated not too long ago.
Yeah, hold on. Y'all talking about she got bars.
Cause y'all not listening to her. You go look up Megan on Tiny Desk and listen to her.
Is very far from stupid.
Wait a minute.
You see how they want to.
They made that one song. It was a female anthem song. It wasn't for kids. It wasn't for men. It was for females to get ready for their men when they men came. So it was a turn up song for women. So y'all better be happy they made that song. So
wait a minute. Megan got bars. I knew she was on drugs. I knew she was on Xanax or something. That motherfucker.
Who on drugs?
Hey, Megan. You see how they want to beat our ass over Megan Thee Stallion?
Megan Thee Stallion.
Talk down on Megan.
You just said she got bars.
Not them kind of bars,
She
crazy.
graduated where?
Okay, but hold up right quick.
Texas A&M.
I just want to say
Megan
this, right?
Thee just graduated from Texas A&M. You need to check your facts on Megan.
Well, I want to say this.
Who said she was smart? I never said she was smart.
Well, Cardi B does have a scandalous little intellect. She does. She's very manipulative and she has her ways. Like she got Tasha K. You know what I'm saying? And
you guys gotta understand, right?
When
it comes to these female rappers, hold on, y'all. When it comes to these female rappers, right? They're not making these songs for y'all. These songs are for your women to get pumped up, to give you that good at the end of the night.
No, it's not.
It's for your women to get turned up. Yes, it is. These are turned up songs.
Megan speaks with intelligence. Sometimes she talks about whole shit, but she ain't talking like she's not talking like a dumb hoe bitch, like some shit Cardi B saying to swallow the dick and all that shit. Megan Thee Stallion don't talk like that.
Okay, so
about what you gonna do for her. And the cool thing about it, what you gonna do for her, and she's encouraged because she already did it for herself.
Megan, females like Megan, they do have that type of conversation, right? But she's more bougie, right? At the end of the day, right? So women like her are very selfish, right? So her boyfriend, right? Her boyfriend, right? Okay, he just dumped her. No, she dumped him, and they got into it. And he made a diss track that was so detailed about Megan, talking about how she's sick in the head. She was fucking other niggas that I was fighting. I was a fool. I was a clown.
But he back with her now.
He was saying all this type of stuff.
He back with her now, though.
That's that toxic That's that toxic femininity right there. That's what that is.
He the one talking that crazy stuff because he just assuming some stuff. But y'all, we're supposed to be giving final thoughts, not talking about Megan, not talking about black women, but final thoughts on toxic femininity. Please.
Y'all were toxic and being feminine when y'all brought up black women, and I was defending myself with power.
You brought up black women.
There ain't no proof in that, Mika. There ain't no proof.
Rewind the tape. Bring it back.
I was trying to end it, and y'all just jumped my ass for no reason.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna let you talk. Plus, Megan Aquarius like me, I know she got bars.
I do not listen to Megan Thee Stallion at all. I don't listen to Cardi B, but I promise you, I have listened to them both. I know both of the backgrounds and the histories, and you better check your facts on Megan. Megan ain't no hoe. Megan is very highly intelligent. She
live in Houston. She's a hoe. I'm sorry.
This is what I'm gonna say about Megan. I had a newfound respect for her when I watched her on Tiny Desk on YouTube. When I actually watched the whole show and she was bringing out her songs, and I actually listened to the words she was talking about. She wasn't talking about no bullshit. She was talking about some real life stuff.
She talking about boss shit.
Yeah.
So you listen to her because the white people was listening to her. So now you want to pay attention to her. See how you niggas do each other?
No, it ain't got nothing to do with white people listening to her. I was totally against her at first, but then I listened. I actually opened my ears and was receptive to what she was saying. And then when I heard it, I was brainwashed. Like, no, it wasn't brainwashed. She wasn't talking. She wasn't saying nothing derogatory or putting nobody else. You know, she was just talking about how she was trying to level up in life. You know, the moves she was making and how to get better and just improving herself. She wasn't talking about.
Let me tell you why she told on Tory Lanez like that. Didn't even mean to, because she's a square from Delaware, baby. She ain't nothing like that. She got that one boyfriend. She do her music. That's the image that they created for her. But if you listen to Megan Thee Stallion, she's nothing like that. She's a kid, not necessarily a kid, but she's not like that.
Hey,
her and Cardi is two different types.
Now Cardi was a prostitute, a hoe. She used to scam on men. She used to drug men. And, I'm sorry, allegedly. She did
Megan,
that.
Hold on. See, y'all don't understand. See, this is a part of toxic femininity. Y'all are not keeping women accountable. See, because Megan, y'all feel sorry.
Megan was the one that said she don't cook and she don't.
No. That's the point. But Megan does feel like a man is an object, though. She does. She got that.
No, well then why would she be with the little dude she was playing? She could have been with somebody much better than him.
I'm gonna tell you, because he's an object to her.
And didn't care.
Because he's an object to her.
That's your opinion.
That's not true.
That ain't my. See, you know what? Toxic femininity. No accountability. See, that's what y'all black women do.
Cardi B is not even like that. Cardi B has her husband, her kids. She ain't out here messing with everybody. They doing that for that's the image that these people have gave them to portray to get their money, and they're portraying it. But if you look at it, you said Cardi B. Who has Cardi B messed with besides Offset? Nobody. She's not
Cardi B what? Cardi B don't mess with a lot of folks.
Who?
She ain't gonna tell
Drake,
name, but she said
Lil Wayne.
No, she didn't. She didn't mess with Drake nor Lil Wayne. He's just making up shit, Paul.
Cardi B said she said I was fucking on rich men. And they dicks was big, but they was moaning too much.
But think about the reality. When have you ever seen Cardi B or the tabloids or anybody say that Cardi B been caught cheating? She's fucking with this nigga. Cardi B ain't never messed with nobody.
Cardi B, when Offset was going through his thing,
y'all talking about she a hoe. That's what I'm saying.
Who? She is a hoe. She was in the club shaking her titties around. She was topless.
How you gonna hold her to that?
Didn't she rob some nigga?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she did.
That was, but how long?
Allegedly,
you guys.
guys.
How long ago was that? I'm sure you guys have messed with females. I'm not gonna say you guys, but there's females more recent. Of course, everybody does things in their younger days. Cardi B is with her one husband. Megan Thee Stallion is with her one man. That's the thing. You guys gotta stop. Don't you saying that they're influencing us? No, they're influencing you. Because I know
Cardi B need to get that man his money back.
Neither is Megan Thee Stallion.
I'm gonna tell you.
So who's really being influenced?
I'm gonna tell you why it's weak, right? Because like you see a generation, because like women are taking over the rap game now, right? That's what a lot of people are talking about, right? Because you see the Nicki Minaj, the Cardi B's, the Lil Kims, the Megan Thee Stallions, the Rihannas. You know what I'm saying? How they influence the Sexy Red, the Ice Spice. You know what I'm saying? The Glorrillas. You see what I'm saying? Of being a gangster bad bitch at the end of the day, right? It's a pattern, basically, to be fast, toxic, to have multiple niggas to manipulate. And then when you get tired of that, you pick that one nigga that you can control. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And but see, the problem is y'all ladies don't want to look at it. Y'all don't look at the psychology. But that's all right. Classic Craig and powerful preacher Paul is here to open y'all minds to understand it and get y'all out y'all toxic feminist mindset and get y'all out that hyper feminist intergalactic mindset. We here to help y'all be free and most submissive to y'all mans.
Oh wow. Okay, Paul, final thoughts.
Okay, all I got right now is be good to each other. Be good at what you do. Be good to your family, your friends, your loved ones, and most of all, be good to yourself.
Okay, Miyaka, final thoughts.
Well, just always be positive. Don't judge anyone unless you know. That's it.
Okay, you guys. Thank you guys all for coming. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share to the whole effing show on YouTube and to Mika Wash, Mouth Off on Mika on YouTube. It's Mika Wash on every social media platform. Also, check us out on our Fetish Fridays, if we continue Fetish Fridays every Friday at 8:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and make sure to come back here next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. for some more controversial topic. I'm Mika Wash. This is Shooting the Shit, and we is out of here.
Show who you are. Good riddance. Is your kid kid bit the forbidden. As it was written, you overbid it. With the heathens, karma is a bitch, so how you living? Pray for my enemies, unforgiving. Cast the pearls on hog moms and chitlin'. If it's too hot, get your ass out the kitchen. Finger licking good, good looking. Stewing in the stew, I'm cooking. You psyched out, paranoid and shookin'. Shook the table, spades I'm booking. Get prepared for this ass whooping. Listen to the words being spoken. You were talking, I'm awake and woken. While I'm spitting this, got your spit, got choking. Era of a glance in my world, eyes shut open. Parallel